We have come to an understanding that Josh Giddey and Zach LaVine are building up the chemistry. And we understand that chemistry amongst this young Chicago Bulls is imperative for the success of the squad. But the question on today's episode is, how important is it for Josh Giddey to build that chemistry with Coby White? And then we got some voicemails that we're going to dive in today's episode. Y'all know we're going to talk about it all, break it down, have some fun. But you got to hear the music first. Cognac, gang. Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. First and foremost, if you're returning, appreciate you. Welcome back. For those people that's now tuning in for the first time, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. Now, in case that you missed it, some of the things that happened in day 3 that you probably missed before we get into today's topic is the Chicago Bulls sign and then cut or waive Josh Primo. And he's going to spend some time rehabbing his injury down with the Windy City Bulls, and we shall see what comes out of that. Another thing is that we heard Giddey and Zach LaVine come out and say that these guys are pretty much working on the chemistry together, so much so that Josh Giddey said, and quote, "Every interaction I've had with him so far has been great. He's unselfish, makes the right play, but when it's time to score, Zach can with the best of them," end quote. So, hey, we got that stuff from the recap. Now let's get right into the next topic. So, ladies and gentlemen, we understand that this young Chicago Bulls got a lot of questions, got a lot of things that they got to work out. We still haven't heard anything about what the starting lineup is going to look like. We don't know how the rotation is going to look like, but that's why we have training camp, so these guys can figure it out. And think about it, in just a few days here, we get to see the Chicago Bulls return to the floor. It is the preseason, but nonetheless, they are back. And again, talk to your significant others. You know why. But hey, we all come to the conclusion and we all understand what this team goal is for this season, or at least have some type of idea of what it is, depending on if you have your own opinions or if you're going off what the front office is saying. But one thing that we all can agree on is that this team needs chemistry, not only with Coby White, you know what I'm saying, but I believe Coby White is one of the key pieces for the success of the Chicago Bulls. Now, we're not going to disregard the other things that we want to see from the other players in the chemistry alongside Josh Giddey, as we are expecting him to be the starter point guard for the squad. Some things that we're going to come to this table and we're going to say, hey, Josh Giddey, what are the touches going to look like for Nikola Vucevic? There are plenty of times that we've seen point guards come through for the Chicago Bulls and not know how to do an entry pass in the post for the bigs. So what would the touches look like for Nikola Vucevic? Then what would the play with P. Will look like? You know what I'm saying? I know Josh Giddey is going to be more of the facilitator type, not going to see no crazy scoring output from him, at least not right now before we see games be played. But what is the play with Pat Will going to look like? Will Pat Will, it's going to come, will Pat Will move a little bit more? Will Josh Giddey find him, so it's for open shots? How will you create for him? Then will there be something built with Lonzo? Look, we don't know what the rotations are going to look like, but I will say for me, one of the most intriguing things that I would like to see for the Chicago Bulls is to have Lonzo and Giddey on the floor at the same time. Look, I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's one of the things that I'm interested to see. Both of these guys have great passing ability. One is a great three-point shooter. One is a solid driver to the basket. I think that you probably can work something out on that. It might look good. It might look terrible. I don't know. But at least for this, I want to see it before I can come to that determination. We was all, a lot of us was happy to see Drummond and Vooch on the floor at the same time at one point. And then it was like, yeah, it ain't going to work. So I'm interested just to see if it's something like that that's going to work. And then the other, when it comes and you continue the conversation on with the chemistry aspect of Josh Giddey and his other teammates, I want to see how this guy utilizes the talent around him, the youth around him, the athleticism around him. A lot of these guys are ultra athletic. We're talking about Montes, Julian Phillips, Zach LaVine. Then you got guys that are really, really good athletic players. Your P. Wills, your Ios, your Coby Whites. You know what I'm saying? So how will Josh Giddey utilize those players is going to be something that we want to see when we talk about the chemistry. Now, the reason I'm saying that and kind of singling out Coby White in regards to the chemistry talk is, once again, I believe that Coby White has to be one of the key parts to the success of the Chicago Bulls. I know that Coby White, he can spot up and shoot. Coby White can get hot from the three and shoot. Coby White can drive to the basket and be effective at the rim. And him being such of a shooting threat can open up a lot of things, not only for Josh Giddey, but the others. And you want to see how that works. I want to see how that works amongst these two players. I think that with the guys, within the projected starting lineup that I have, which consists of Coby White, Giddey, LaVine, P. Will, and Nikola Vucevic, I think the scoring output is going to lean heavily on the two best scorers that you have in that starting lineup, which is going to be Coby White and Zach LaVine. I think Giddey is going to allow Zach LaVine to eat, but these guys have to ensure that Coby White is eating as well. The other guys will obviously fill in where they need to fill in at, but I still feel like these guys have the capability to have explosive scoring nights. That's the thing that can push the Chicago Bulls to exceeding expectations and winning more games than expected. If guys are playing good, sound basketball, they, you know what I'm saying, being competent on the defensive end, they're not giving up, so many easy baskets at the rim. And these guys are allowing their best players to excel. And it's not going to only be placed on at the foot of Josh Giddey. It's also going to be placed at the foot of Billy Donovan to ensure that your guys are not only playing at a faster pace, but they're being more efficient, and they are, just kind of riding a hot hand for said night. I don't think, obviously Zach LaVine is going to get his 24, 25 points a night. We went over the buy and sell talk over there on Locked On Bulls, over there with my man Hayes, and we talked about if we believe Zach LaVine will score over 25 points this season. I'm buying. Let me know if y'all buying that stock to see if Zach LaVine will score over 25 points per game. Do you think he will? I absolutely believe so. But the Chicago Bulls is going to be very, very interesting. We found out that the Chicago Bulls started their training camp with just having 14-second shot clocks just to kind of place that emphasis on pace. And Josh Giddey even saying once it becomes a habit, this offense can look scary. Now, I heard a lot of things in my time, covering the Chicago Bulls here on Shy Bulls podcast, and I know this sounds great, but I'm going to come to this, and I'm going to say it, and it's just what it is. It sounds great, but we got to see y'all play. That's what it really comes down to. We have to see the Chicago Bulls play. Do I believe that the play style is going to be improved? Yes. Do I think it's going to be more exciting? Yes. But at the end of the day, you still have to show me. And just the end, just to kind of loop it all back in, once again, I think that, number one, the Chicago Bulls, you got to look at Zach LaVine, and however long he's going to be here, he's here now. So we ain't even got to keep going over that. But I think that they have to make sure that he's involved because he's too good to be pushed off to the side. I understand that there is some aspect and you want to see player development in here, but that it's kind of weird when you hear the front office say we want to win as many games, but we want to focus on player development. So we'll see how they all make that work. And again, just let Coby eat, bro. Let Coby eat. But that is it for this topic, ladies and gentlemen. We are now about to dive into the mailbag on how important it is for Josh Giddey to build that chemistry with Coby White. Let me know your thoughts down below. Now we about to get into the mailbag aspect of this episode. We're going to start this first one off with Ace.
What up, brother? This Ace calling in. Hey, man, first I'd like to say I appreciate y'all content. Y'all are very entertaining, and y'all know y'all basketball talk, man. So I appreciate the show. And then just want to call in with a hot take on the trade option, man. Because we need to get rid of Vooch. Like, he doesn't fit the play style at all as far as what they're trying to do. And I know he's not going to want to come off the bench, even though he'll make that bench a solid squad. I know you probably hear me in the background. I'm listening to y'all show right now. I had to call in. But we haven't looked at the Dallas Mavericks at all as a trade option for Vooch. They got people like, who do we get rid of, man? We got rid of that backup center that we had, and he ended up going to the Wizards. And now he's on Dallas Mavericks playing behind Derek Lively. I forgot his name, but you know who I'm talking about. We could get somebody like that, and we can also get a Maxi Cleaver to fill in when you're talking about the money part of the roster. So let me know what y'all think about that potential trade. It's Daniel Gafford. Go ahead and bring Daniel Gafford back. Add Maxi Cleaver to it. You know, we can give him Javon Carter, Vooch, and Torrey Craig or something like that. That should probably work. Yeah, money-wise, that should probably work. Let me know y'all thoughts on that. All right, peace.
All right, so we heard from Ace. First of all, appreciate the call, my guy. Hope to hear from you a little bit more often, for sure. I love the take. But I will say this. I'm going to disagree with you, big dog. And it's not because I'm trying to get rid of Vooch too. I just don't want Max Kleber. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I don't think the production, when you look at it, has matched up to Vooch as much as we, you know what I'm saying, have our feelings towards Vooch or whatnot. But I don't think the production of Max Kleber is going to be good enough for the Chicago Bulls. And I just think that Max Kleber is not a better player right now than Nikola Vucevic. And for the other part, I don't see why Dallas, when they had so much success with Gafford and Derek Lively, that they let that duo go. Because you got two bigs who are very athletic, who can do a lot of different things for what they need down there in Dallas. There is no way I'm moving off of those two young guys. But I appreciate the call. Look, I know we trying to go ahead and work some things out. We're going to continue to try to figure it all out. I'm with you on that. But as of right now, the Chicago Bulls rolling on with Nikola Vucevic. If there is anything that comes down the pipe, I think it's going to come more so closer to the trade deadline. That's my take on it, but I appreciate the call. Next one up, ladies and gentlemen, this is from Shay.
Yo, look, man. Hey, look. You know, I love y'all channel to death, and CDubb, I love you to death, bro, but I gotta disagree with you again. Mitchell Robinson, man. Now, I'm not saying that you want him or not, but I just think that we got to look at the facts here. I understand that Nikola Vucevic is not your cup of tea, and that's okay. But Mitchell Robinson, bro, we must have forgot Isaiah Hartenstein ended up getting the big contract he got due to Mitchell Robinson being injured. He ended up being a big factor for the New York Knicks last year due to the fact that Mitchell Robinson being injured. Look, man, look. I mean, I know we all got our opinions, man, but come on, man. This fool won't even be back. Will probably be out for the first, 2 to 3 months. I think he won't even be in time for training camp, the preseason, or at the start of the season, man. Look, and I know what people are going to say, oh, we're rebuilding a team that we can afford it, but no. We already have enough injuries as it is. No. Keep Mitchell Robinson's ass off my team. I know he's young. I know this and that, but let me tell you something. This man has been a little bit injury prone throughout his last couple of seasons. No offense, I don't want that on my team. Anyway, tell me what you think. Peace.
Hi, I appreciate the voicemail, Shay. I ain't gonna speak for CDubb, but I'm gonna say, I'm with you. Keep Mitchell Robinson off my team. I understand that we have our feelings towards Vooch. We want to improve. I don't look at Mitchell Robinson if you add him as an improvement. The man is constantly injured. You're not gonna get your money's worth from this player. Yeah, I'm with you. I will pass. I believe the only way you even look at Mitchell Robinson is if you getting some type of good draft capital back. But it ain't happening because the Knicks have passed on a lot of their picks as traded for Mikal Bridges and then trading for Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, it ain't a lot. It ain't a lot more movement that's about to come out of New York. So I'm with you on that, Shay. I'm good. And even if he was available, I'll pass. I would rather have a 17 and 11 big that's out there for 75 games than the guy who can probably give you some type of production, but he's going to end up injured after 20 games. I'll pass. So I'm with you on that. But appreciate the call, ladies and gentlemen. We about to get into the last one of the day. This one is from Antonio.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Antonio from Germany. Hey, listen, I think the Bulls gonna have a good season. Well, I ain't gonna say good season like they're gonna win 50 games, but they'll win at least about 35 or 40 games. That's predicated on how Zach LaVine play. Zach LaVine gotta stop shooting those shots that out of nowhere that he's jacking stuff up instead of playing through the offense itself. He has to be a leader. We have to rebound, and we have to play these teams that's very athletic. If we can play with them, we're fine. So that was killing us in the last couple of years. Them athletic teams will destroy us. And stop losing to the teams that's under 500. We'll beat the teams that's over 500. We'll compete with them, but in the lesser teams, we'll lose. We got to stay focused. I think we will. And I believe that LaVine do want to go somewhere else, he has to play better. And he knows that. So look for him to have a big year. And, hey, I think we'd be all right. All right, brothers, y'all take it easy.
I appreciate the call, Antonio. Thanks for calling in, man. Hope to hear from you a little bit more often as well. You know what I'm saying? But one of the points that you said in there is that the Chicago Bulls can win between 35 and 40 games, depending on how Zach LaVine is. And I kind of feel you on that. Right now, I got the Chicago Bulls set at 30 wins, but they can very well exceed that if Zach LaVine is the lead guy, but then the others are doing their parts. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a team that's going to have to play and do things by committee. It's going to have to be, you know what I'm saying? It's going to have to be all hands on deck, especially on the defensive side. But then on the offensive side, guys going to have to put the ball in the basket. We understand that we want to move to a faster pace and we want to do things a little bit differently. If it ain't effective, the Bulls ain't winning 35 games. But I think that if Zach LaVine can have some of those great performances we know that he's capable of, and you can get a couple out of Coby, and then you just have some sustainability when it comes to P. Will, Ayo, Dalen Terry, Lonzo, you know what I'm saying? Guys that are gonna be required to have some type of impact with the whatever amount of minutes that they have. And let me not forget about Jalen Smith. He's gonna have to have a great impact. And a lot of guys are stepping up saying that they want to be vocal leaders. We got to see it because it's going to be some rough nights for the Chicago Bulls. It's going to be some great nights, some good nights, and absolutely some rough nights. And potentially consecutive rough nights. You know what I'm saying? So they got to keep their head up, keep trying to improve. Not a lot of people got these guys even making the playoffs. It is a bit, you know what I'm saying, far-fetched trying to even place them in the playoffs, but I say they should be fighting for a play-in spot as my expectations entering the season for the Chicago Bulls. But I appreciate the call, my guy. I love the take that you brought in. Hey, shout out to you. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the day. But y'all know we're going to be right back tomorrow with some more content. And if you want to be a part of a mailbag episode that can take place tomorrow, call in, state your name, leave your take right here. The number is right in the description box down below. And I tell you right now, it's 773-242-9219. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button before you roll out. We appreciate y'all, Bulls Nation. Make sure you always see red. And y'all already know I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Cognac.